Hello and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. I'm Lindsay Milner. This week I am looking at a book called The Home Declutter Kit Card and Book Set, and it's subtitled The Mindful Method to a Stress-Free Home. Now, Kindle pointed this book out to me because I not long ago downloaded The Secret Life of Clutter by Helen Sanderson, and it's kind of a companion to that book really. It's not absolutely essential to have the two of them. They meet very different purposes, but because the Kindle showed it me, I thought, okay, I'll investigate and I'll have a look. So it's written by the same author, Helen Sanderson, and in this she talks about her 6-step process to declutter, and she also gives a set of cards that she uses to actually take people, her clients, or yourself if you just want to use the cards, to go through the decluttering process. And her book explains the process. It explains this 6-step process, and then you use the cards to actually go ahead and get started with your declutter process. So she says she's done it as a Kindle for 2 reasons. The first is to give us a taster of the process and to sort of show us what the kit would look like, what the cards would look like. And the second is it's as a reference. It's something that you can use to read, to go through, find out what the process is before you invest in the physical kit. I found this much more practical than The Secret Life of Clutter, whereas that was a kind of storytelling and a look into the psychological processes through those stories as to why we hold on to our possessions. Whereas this was a very practical, this is how you do it, and here's all the things, all the instructions and the cards that you need to get on with it. And I have to admit, it did make me feel like I wanted to have the physical kit. I wanted to actually go out and buy the cards. So I kind of liked it from that point of view. There were a couple of minuses in there that I was a bit sort of not sure that's going to work as well as you think it will. She talks about how to deal with gremlins, how to deal with the things that you really don't want to let go of. And I think that's probably very difficult to do, especially if you're the kind of person who's got into this mess in the first place, especially if you don't have professional support to do it and to learn to let go of stuff. So I think that's a bit tricky, and I'm not sure that would work in the way she says, just by using the kit. The second thing was, she does sort of address that this can take a long time. There's one point where she says, keep going and don't give up. If you've got a lot of stuff, you won't get it all done quickly. It's taken you years to accumulate this stuff, so you won't be able to deal with it in a short amount of time. And I absolutely agree, 100%, that that's a valid point. The bit that I'm not so sure about is quite a lot of the rest of the book. Almost makes you feel as if you can sort out a whole room in a day, or maybe sort out a large cupboard in half a day. And in all honesty, I don't think you can. And obviously the difficult thing then is to keep going. I've found during the course of my life, when I've wanted to focus on different things, if the thing you focus on, you can get that done, you can make some progress, but then it's really hard to get other things done. So for example, there's been a time where I've been really conscientious about exercise. At the moment I'm really conscientious about cooking from scratch because I need to eat healthy and keep an eye on my diet. Those things take up an awful lot of time, and you can't then focus on another big project. So I think if you want to declutter as a major project, that's probably the only major project you're going to get done. You're not going to embark on an exercise program. You're not going to change your diet and cook from scratch. You're not going to undertake a course of study or take up a new hobby at the same time as you're working on a major declutter of your home. So for that reason, I think there's a lot to be said for Dana White's method, which is more about little and often. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sanderson does talk about you need to go back to this and you need to get good systems in place. So I think if you're the kind of person who wants to focus on, let's declutter my home, let's sort this out, let's get organised at home. And Sanderson talks about some really good reasons why you might want to do that, how that might help you to move forwards in your life. But if you're more likely to make progress by getting those good systems in place little and often, then I think Dana White's book is probably more practical. So that's my view. I do feel like I want to go out and buy the kit and have the actual physical cards, but then, you know, I like stuff and therein lies the problem. But yeah, it does seem like it would be a useful thing. You know, if I bought it, I probably would use them. So that's this week's book in 5 minutes. Let me check again. It's the Home Declutter Kit card and book set, and it's by Helen Sanderson, subtitled The Mindful Method for a Stress-Free Home. I will see you next time. If you want more content like this, then please do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like this video. See you soon. Bye.